Hello chess fans, and welcome to episode 1 of Analyzing Your Games. Thanks to all of you who sent in their games. I had a lot to choose from. This is going to be a series, so even if your game isn't featured today, don't worry, it could still appear in a future episode. Now, let's get into the game. Today, we're going to look at a game from Ein-Schachlerner. Thank you for sending it in. The game started with g3, d5, bishop g2, c6, knight f3, bishop f5, d3, knight f6. This is the King's Indian attack, basically the King's Indian defense, but just for white. This setup can be played against many openings. White normally goes for a kingside attack, whereas black tries to win on the queenside and gets a strong center. In this line, black strengthens the center with c6, which also closes the diagonal off, making the g2 bishop not as strong. Castles, knight bd7, and now a3, which is probably planning to support the b4 push, in order to soften up the h1, a8 diagonal for the bishop. But it is not doing anything for white's development, so a sensible alternative would have been knight c3, and also preparing e4 further to fight back in the center. e5 grabbing space in the center, b4 continuing with white's initial plan, queen c7, black improves the queen and also wants to play rook d8 to help support the strong center in the future. Knight c3, rook d8, rook b1, maybe planning to play b5, bishop d6, bishop d2, castles, and now white played e4, which is technically the right plan, but without preparation it just loses a pawn. After trading in the center, white played rook e1, improving the rook. Black now played bishop g6. Slightly better would have been bishop d5, knight f6, or anything that would have kept the bishop centralized, since it is stronger that way. Okay, so bishop g6, bishop c3, trying to hit e5, but it is very well protected. f6 is fine, but f5 or even e4 would have grabbed more central space. Now, queen d2 by white is a mistake. I understand that white wanted to connect the rooks and possibly bring the b1 into the game, but now white permits knight b6. Black's pieces are working very well together. The knight controls part of the white queen side. The g6 bishop is doing a great job at restricting the queen because the c2 is hanging, and because of the black rook, there are threats along the d file. If white does nothing, bishop b4 is already borderline winning for black. Instead of queen d2, the best move would have been knight h4. Black is still better, but this move makes things a bit more uncomfortable for him. White threatens to cripple the kingside pawns after taking on g6, and if black retreats with bishop f7, he can play knight f5. Back to the main line. After knight b6, white played queen e3, which isn't the best choice since it leaves c2 hanging. Bishop takes c2, rook bc1, bishop back, and now h4. Maybe white wanted to try to get some counterplay on the king side, but there's nothing direct. But now, black gave some of the advantage back with c5. This is an inaccuracy because now white can play knight d2, giving the g2 bishop a great diagonal. And suddenly, white's position isn't as bad anymore. Black is still better, but white gets counterplay. c5 also takes away the nice d5 outpost for the knight, and since it possibly opens the c-file, there could be threats with the right rook. Instead, knight d5 was very good for black, but in the main line, white didn't play knight d2. They played bishop h3, which sadly puts the bishop on the wrong diagonal. It may look like it's strong on that diagonal, but it doesn't have anything to attack. Now, black played the best move, which is knight d5. Black will now get the bishop here. Note that bishop e6 check doesn't win a piece because of bishop f7. Queen d2, knight takes c3, rook takes c3, e4. Forcing the knight to a worse position, but tying the bishop to the defense of the pawn and allowing queen d5 with counterplay. Queen d5, let's say king h8, and now h5. The second player is still better, but black has to find bishop takes g3 in order to maintain most of the advantage. In the game, white didn't play queen d5. They played knight h2 instead. They are only 2 pawns down, but the white position is a mess. b6, stabilizing the pawn structure, bishop e6 check, king g2, and now bishop e5, winning another exchange. Queen e3, bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, and queen e5. Great, following the principle to exchange pieces when you are material up. So, black is completely winning, but only has about 2 minutes on the clock. Queen takes e5, f takes e5, knight g4, bishop f5, again forcing white to trade pieces. Bishop takes f5, rook takes f5, knight e3, rook f3, knight g4, rook takes a3, trading pawns. And now c takes b4, after which the game is equal. You can pause the video and try to see what black missed. I will continue in 3, 2, 1. White now has a winning fork on f7, winning the rook. Knight f7, king g8, and knight takes d8. But as you can see from the eval bar, the position is equal, because black has 3 passed pawns for the piece, one of them being very far advanced. b3, passed pawns should advance. Rook takes e4, h6, giving the king an escape route, rook e8, king h7, and now knight c6. This allows the pawn to advance, and white isn't in time to stop it. Drawing was rook e1, even though, in my opinion, it is still very difficult for white to defend this endgame. Black played correctly with b2, rook e7, b1 queen, and then delivered a very pretty checkmate after knight c8. Queen a1 is mate. Okay, that was it for today's video. If you liked it, I would be happy about a comment and a thumbs up. And if you want to see future chess content, you can subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Do you have any cool games that you want to send in for future episodes? Send me the PGN on chess.com. The link of my profile is in the description box. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and until then, GG's!